Saturdays, the town of Bridport really comes alive, as you can see, as they host a market which eschews onto all of the wide streets of Bridport, giving the whole place a large sense of character and liveliness that you don't normally see in small towns like this. And I mean, it's a lovely day, sun is shining, and we've got some time, so I think we should go have a look, shouldn't we? Come along. I'm gonna have a look at the brownies. I really want to have a look at the brownies. Oh, how long have you been doing the brownies and everything?
I started it in 2015.
Lovely.
And the business has just grown and grown and grown, got really busy, so my husband came in and joined in again about 3 years ago now, so yeah.
That's amazing, that's amazing. How do you do these markets often then around here?
We do Bridport Market twice a week throughout the year. We do other food shows and markets, so we do weddings, we do big brownie towers for weddings, and we send the gift boxes out as well, so you can order them online and we post them nationwide.
Which one do you recommend?
Salted caramel.
Salted caramel?
Yeah.
You know what? Can I get a salted caramel, please?
So can.
Amazing, thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Right, so now that I've got my brownie, I'm going to go have a little more of a search around. Quick look at this one.
Yeah, I'm Rachel, and this is my son Elijah. We work as a family business.
Okay.
And our name is Petija of Ethical Fashion, and we sell fair trade, natural clothing, and Navajo jewellery.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah,
How long have you been doing the business for?
About 7 years.
Okay.
And we love it, and we just we love speaking to people. I'm naturally an outdoor person.
Oh, yes.
But Bridport captures my heart because all the people that come here are lovely. Amazing place.
Oh, it really
people
is.
come from all over the country to come here, and everyone says they feel a deep peace in their heart when they come here.
Yeah.
And people are friendly and people share. And there's such a lovely community here.
All right, let's keep going down. So we've explored obviously the part that goes down leading to the West Bay area, and now this is kind of the main T-junction. So this is kind of your main street of Bridport. If you want to get various kind of jams or marmalade, I mean, Paddington would have a field day at that store. Ooh, entire vegan munchies. I might take a look at that one actually. How long have you been doing the kind of
So we're here almost a year. We started last year in May.
Oh, okay.
And Bridport is a very welcoming town. The community is amazing because we really support. They get cash and they come to us instead of big supermarkets. So it's great.
Ooh. Whoa.
Just use your hands so you have something to anchor onto because they like to feel like they can't fall.
Whoa. Oh, bless him. How long have you had him as well?
Since he was literally like a piece of spaghetti. He was so small.
Really? Wow,
He wasn't really like longer than like a chopstick. He was so small.
Wow, yeah, I've not I've only held a snake once before in my life, and I mean Kai is a way more docile snake than the last one I held.
Hi, I'm Caroline Greville Morris, production designer. I've been a production designer since 1983. I am here at Bridport Film Festival from page to screen because I set up and curated and designed and built the exhibition at the Ozols gallery here.
How did you get into like production design in that industry?
I announced at the age of 12, after seeing A Matter of Life and Death, that I wanted to be a film director. Dad took us to the cinema every week and we saw inappropriate and a wide range of films. I loved them all. There were no film schools when I was young. So I did graphic design at college, which was the degree that taught you the most stuff. But I could also sew, and so I opened a clothes shop in Kensington Market. A journalist friend kind of rushed into the shop after a couple of years and said, "You've got to stop all this clothes nonsense. I'm now doing something and you've got to come and work with me." And he was a producer at MGMM. So that's how it was, it was a mixture of kind of a dream and being in the right place, and then bringing all the skills I had, my practical skills, my design skills. And then, I would just go to every production company and say, I can do this.
I'm Jo and I run art groups for kids, Oops Wow Messy Art, and we've been doing a workshop in here this morning about the exhibition and also about the show.
What is it that they've been doing here in terms of like curating or making stuff? What is it they've been making?
Well, the main thing we've done is make a film set based on a favourite film or book, and they've spent ages making these beautiful sets that you've taken some pictures of them. And now we're doing just simple cutting out a picture of themselves and put it in a different setting, like from magazines, so they're in exotic islands or in a comfy bed, on a horse, or turning themselves into a baboon, just like very low-tech special effects.
Oh, but that's great fun because it's kind of like helping to further their creative minds by almost letting them have a chance to just express themselves in this way.
Yeah, no, and I think seeing the back of the sets has been really sort of exciting for them to realise that it's all just made up and that they can do it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
My name is Christopher Pike. I'm one of the organising committee of the From Page to Screen Film Festival in Bridport.
How have you felt the festival's kind of evolved over the years from when you started to obviously now?
So the festival started in 2009. How the festival's evolved is, I would say it's different every year because we have a different guest curator and they bring a different flavour, different films, they bring along different friends because we have other speakers. So that kind of gives it a new angle each year. It's the UK's only festival of adaptation. And the nice thing about adaptation is, firstly, it's a unique niche, but also about half of films are adaptations. So there's lots of scope to really explore.
My name's Rebecca Lenkovich. I'm a playwright and screenwriter.
Where did you get your start, obviously, in writing and playwriting?
I wrote my first play after quite a depressing job stint I had in the West End in London. I was in my early 20s and there was this quite sort of innocent sort of sex club and I worked there and I was very depressed. Stopped working there and it was still in me, you know, the kind of experience. And so I thought, I'll write. And then I forgot all about that and I did a lot of, you know, awful jobs and just kind of paid the rent and everything. And then I studied to be an actress. And then later when I was at the RSC, I was playing a fairy. There was a fringe festival and they said, has anyone got a play with lots of women? And I said, oh, I do. So I sort of went back, you know, and then I performed in it and we took it to Edinburgh. And that's where I started. But I was performing in a play that I'd written 10 years earlier. But it did well and I got an agent. And so I just thought, well, I'll keep writing. And then I had a terrible love affair and split up with this person, and I was just like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to write the best play, and I started writing through the rage of this breakup, and that became my second play.
There's some moments in this that could only exist cinematically, like the reveal that Jung and Freud are having a discussion about sex and a sex obsession, and then they're at a family dinner. Is that kind of joke and that kind of cinematic thinking helped by the fact that you thought about this originally cinematically when you're adapting it?
No, I don't really think so. I mean, once I'd been set the task of working from the play rather than working from I don't think I used very much at all from the original screenplay. But there are things that work in film in ways that can't work on the stage. And of course, what one's always striving to do is to make the thing look like a film and not like a stage play in any sense.
And this doesn't feel like it's adapted from a stage play. Like The Father, your other work, doesn't feel stagey at all. But what is that quality about adapting from the stage that seems to trip up so many writers and filmmakers?
Well, I think we talked about this yesterday a lot, and I think it's to do with focusing on just thinking through each scene. So even if it's a dialogue scene, you don't have to be looking at the person who's talking. You can be looking at the effect of what he or she is saying on other people. You can. There are all kinds of ways of looking at something. You can, use close up. You can use tracking shots, all those things really. Can you start by just telling us a bit about how it came about and the early stages of it?
Yeah, I met with Jeremy Kleiner, a producer from Plan B in London. He said, would you be interested in writing it? And I said I would. And then I met pretty swiftly with Dee Dee Gardner, who kind of helmed the project, another producer at Plan B. And then I went to New York and met the journalists and had a lot of detailed talk with them. And this was a few months after the article was out, and they were writing a book, but they wanted me to dive in to the screenplay before the book was out to press because time was of the essence, so I started writing then.